Hey everybody, welcome to Storytime. I am glad to be with you today. I'm glad to get to spend some time with you today. I hope you're well. My understanding of what's going on right now is that it should be time when we were getting ready to go back to school, but it sounds like the schools have decided that things are just going to happen online again, which maybe feels like kind of a bummer to you. Maybe it doesn't feel like a bummer to you. I know I have two daughters who are adults, but I know for one of them, it's actually been kind of a relief for her to be home. She feels pretty comfortable working from home, so that has been nice for her. But for my other daughter, she really misses being out and being really social. So I think it just depends on who you are. So this is a strange time, and at some point in your life, you'll look back and you'll remember this, and things will be may not be exactly the same as they used to be, but they won't be like they are now either. So this is just for now, and hopefully we'll all get through that. But it's nice to be able to spend time with you in this way. So today I'm going to read a book called Amazing Grace by Mary Hoffman, illustrated by Caroline Bench. And it is an old book. It's actually been around since I was in grad school, which is a long, long time ago, like just before my daughters were born, and my oldest daughter is 25 years old, so it was a long time ago. This came out, and I was taking multicultural literature classes, and so this was pretty exciting to have this book and to see Grace's beautiful face on the cover. And this is also about being yourself, like really being true to who you are. So last week, I read some books about being sort of yourself and how it's hard to be happy unless you can really be your real, authentic, very own self. So let's go ahead and read Amazing Grace. Here are some pictures of Grace right here. She is pretty amazing. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were from books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. And after she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out, and she always gave herself the most exciting part. I wonder if that's how you are. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc, and she wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. Have you ever read that book? She makes a good spider. I believe her. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She was Aladdin rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat and found a city with streets paved in gold. Sometimes she would get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. She was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. I wonder if you have grown-ups you can do that with, who will go along with your stories and adventures. One day, Grace's teacher said that they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be. When she raised her hand, Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter Pan," whispered Natalie. He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have to have auditions next week to choose parts." She gave them words to learn. So she was told you can't be Peter because it's a boy's name, and she was told You can't be Peter Pan because he isn't black. Huh, I wonder what you think about that. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. What's the matter? Asked Ma. Raj said, I can't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl. That just shows what Roz knows, said Ma. A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to. Grace cheered up, and then later she remembered something else. Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black, she said. Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, Nana said, it seems Natalie is another one who don't know nothing. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it. On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and train into town. Nana took Grace to the Grand Theater. A sign outside read, Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet in sparkling lights. Are we going to the ballet, Nana asked Grace. We are, honey, but first I want you to look at this picture. Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu, and above the dancer it said, Stunning New Juliet. That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad, said Nana. Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance? So this time I said yes. After the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet, dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. I can be anything I want, she thought. I think it's really nice that she has her Nana. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. You were fantastic, whispered Natalie. Seemed like she really knew what she wanted. I wonder if you have anything like that where you're really clear about what you like. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, I feel as if I could fly all the way home. You probably could, said Ma. Yes, said Nana, if Grace puts her mind to it, she can do anything she wants. That's the end. Huh. I wonder what you think about this book. I wonder if you like it. I wonder if you like the story. I like this picture of Grace. I think that's really nice. And there she is on the back. So I wonder if you had something like Grace seems to really have a good imagination and she likes to act things out. I wonder if you have anything like that you love to do also. And I wonder what you think about what the kids said to her in school. I wonder if that's something you feel like somebody would say in your class or kids you know, if they would say that. And I wonder what you could do about that, or I wonder how you might respond to that. I wonder if anybody has said anything like that to you, like you can't do that because that's a girl part, or you can't do that because that's a boy part, or anything else, any other reason that someone has decided you can or can't do something. So I hope you enjoyed this book. I hope you can think about it. And I hope that you'll join me later in the week because I have another great book for you that I can't wait to read. And hopefully at some point soon we can come back together because I really miss getting to see you.